this is the Okie Recycling Tour by the Oklahoma Recycling Association. You're right here today is Kima Boswa, and I am right here at the Tulsa Recycle Transfer Facility, and I am going to talk to one of their staff about what they are doing here. So let's head in. Hi Robert, how are you?
I'm fine, Kima. How are you doing today?
I am well. So tell me more about yourself and your business.
I'm Robert Pickens, Vice President Recycling for American Waste Control, and today we're at the home of Mr. Murph, Tulsa Recycling Transfer.
Right, so tell me more about Mr. Murph. What do you guys do?
So we process mixed recyclables that come in from residential programs and our drop-off program throughout the Tulsa metro area.
Okay. Where are you located? Hours of operations?
We're located in Tulsa, Oklahoma. We're running Monday through Friday. We run a single shift from 8 to 4:30.
Okay, good. So where do most of your materials come from?
Well, we have a combination. We have residential mixed recycling. We also offer commercial and industrial mixed recycling programs. So it's coming from basically public, private sector. We have all types of businesses, residential programs, multifamily programs also participate in the recycling here in Tulsa.
Right. So what are some of the items that you accept, and what are some of the items that are a no-no for you?
Well, we accept cardboard, paper, plastics, and that's going to be a rigid bottle or container. So if it has a screw-on cap or a snap-on lid, those are the types of plastics that we accept. Also the clamshell style, that we accept those as well too. We also accept glass jars and bottles generated from the refrigerator or kitchen food pantry, aluminum cans and steel cans.
Okay. So do you accept liquids like water, oil?
We don't accept any hazardous liquids or solids waste here at this facility.
Okay, good to know. So how are materials collected?
So materials are collected in the same types of vehicles like you would see your trash picked up residentially, and then also with compactors and large square boxes for our commercial and industrial customers is our collection devices, and then it's brought here to the home of Mr. Murph. They're tipped on the floor and then ran through our processing system.
Good. I've heard most people having contamination and as an issue for recycling. Is this an issue for you guys?
Every recycling facility has a problem with contamination. Nobody's immune from that. So we have issues with contamination, and it's something that we work on daily with those that are recycling to help them better understand what can go in the recycle cart and what can't, as well as those people that don't want to use that recycle cart as for recycling, they want to use it as a trash cart. We're also trying to make sure that we get those carts out of the system if they've been put in.
Good. So what are the primary challenges you face when dealing with incoming contamination?
The primary concern that we have is the safety for our employees. So while we have mechanical and automated equipment up there doing the separation of the recyclables, we have our employees doing some sorting of non-recyclables they have to remove, but beyond that, a lot of it's going to be quality control. So we are concerned, number one, about their safety. There's some items that come in here that can cause harm, serious harm in some cases, to them.
So what are some of the consequences of interrupted operation due to contamination?
The contamination can have excessive wear on our components of our system. It can also cause us to shut down during the day to be able to re-clean items or remove items that tangle around the screens, and the screens are items that are used to separate paper from the containers, and we get items that wrap around there. They close the openings in which some of those items can pass through, and they'll close those up and we won't be able to operate, so we'll have to shut down and clean that out.
Wow. Around last year I heard you guys had an issue with fires. So tell me more about that.
Yes, we had a fire last April of 2021 that was caused by a lithium-ion battery that got caught back in our system. It actually exploded. It happened during the evening when we weren't here, and we had a fire that basically destroyed our old processing system. And the system that you see behind you now is our $11.7 million new Mr. Murph 2.0.
Wow, that's super expensive. So what are some of the cost implications of contamination reaching your facility?
The cost implication, a lot of it is going to be excessive wear on the system. Also, it's going to take, it's going to slow us down processing. So we process recyclables at 53,000 pounds per hour. And the higher the contamination rates means we need to slow it down. The people that were meant for more quality control start becoming sorters throughout the entire system. So that's another problem for us. But also we can have damage done to our system if some items pass through that we shouldn't have. So a lot of times we'll see automotive parts come through here, brake drum rotors, starters, and alternators. And if they get past certain components, we have belt speeds that move as high as 400 feet a minute. And it's pretty much a projectile when it comes off the end of that conveyor. It can do a lot of damage to the equipment that way too.
Good. What action have you guys taken with your client, the MRF operators, in order to address contamination issue?
What we like to do is we like to be able to sit down with our customers that are doing commercial industrial recycling. That's pretty easy. We can put the education program together, get the information out. When it comes to residential recycling, it's a little bit tougher task. But the one thing that we like to do is provide our citizens that are doing curbside recycling with tools that they can have inside the home, quick reference items that they can know what to recycle and what not to recycle. One item that we have is a recycle tote, and on the sides of it, it has the items that we do accept, and on the end caps of it, it has the items that we do not want into recycling. So it's a great tool. They can place all the recyclables in it, then carry that out and dump it into the recycle cart, bring it back in and reuse it over and over again. But it gives them a quick reference to see exactly if they have questions, is this recyclable or not? For instance, if they get some styrofoam, they can look at, is that recyclable? I'm not sure. They look at it and say, oh, no, I can't recycle styrofoam, I'll throw that in the trash. So it does help them out a lot. We also have a website, we have a trash app and recycle apps that we have available for our customers. We do mailers to our customers as well. And of course, we have our website that we try to put as much information as possible on there. Both easy to get to, and for those that really want to know anything and everything about recyclables, we have a Q&A in there as well too.
Right. Q&A is definitely a good resource. So are there markets for plastic, metals, and glass you collect?
Yes, 95% of the recyclables that come through Mr. Murph stay in the state of Oklahoma. So Oklahoma has a robust manufacturing sector that uses those recyclables to reproduce into the packaging the product goes into or the product itself. So we're supporting Oklahoma jobs, the Oklahoma economy. Those items that we don't have an Oklahoma home for, they'll stay domestically and they'll go off to East Coast. It can be in Georgia, Kentucky, Tennessee, Alabama, Wisconsin, and Michigan are some of the states that we ship other recyclables off to as well.
Right. What are ways that we can make recycling easier for people to understand?
Well, we've come up with a couple slogans, Kima. And the first thing is we only want people to recycle in the kitchen, the laundry, and the bath. Whether it's the Mr. Murph recycling bin or whether it's the recycling cart. We do not want people to place anything in the recycle cart or the recycle bin if it comes from the garage, shed, or yard. And the reason why is items that come from those areas, they're going to be a household pollutant, flammable, combustible, a tangler, they're going to be bulky items, they're going to be items that are not going to be accepted in the recycling program like we talked about earlier. And then also we have another slogan, if people are busy and don't have time to look at something, we say, when in doubt, check it out, go to feedmrmurph.com. If you don't want to check it out, throw it out. It's better to toss something in the trash than to wish cycle it into the recycle cart or the recycle bin and have it be wrong and either harm somebody here at Mr. Murph or damage equipment.
Those are really great tips. Thank you for sharing that with me.
You're welcome.
So one last question for you. Do you guys accept tours?
Yes, we do. We do accept tours. So if you go to feedmrmurph.com, that's MURPH, speedmrmurph.com. You can click on our tour link up there, and then you can request a tour to come to Mr. Murph. And then you have a list of number of dates and times that we have available. We do have some blackout periods, and that's why we're shut down for lunch and breaks. And then you can schedule a tour to come up and see Mr. Murph in action.
Great. So thank you for your time, and you guys have a wonderful facility, and have a wonderful day.
Okay, you too. Thank you, Keith.
Thank you. Wow! So glad I came to Mr. Murph. One of the big things I learned here is contamination is definitely an issue. So I got some tips from Robert. And if you want to remember easily how to recycle in your home, check out your kitchen, your laundry, and your bathroom. Those are places you'll find your recyclables. Next time, remember those things.